to your coverage of Missoula's sports heroes. You're tuned in to the Missoula Prep Sports Network live stream of local sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen.
This presentation of Missoula Sports is proudly powered by Fuel Fitness, the only gym from Montana for Montana.
Check it out.
MPSN is your leader in Missoula's prep sports.
Woo!
We now take you to the action on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Everybody hustles out there, okay, guys? Nobody quits.
Welcome into the Missoula Prep Sports Network's coverage of Loyola sports. We're underway here at Loyola. Sorry about the late start here, but we are underway at Loyola as the Breakers start things off against the Stevensville Yellow Jackets. Hello, everyone. Chris Stratton from the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we get an offside call and a free kick coming to Stevensville. As we get underway, this should be a good one. Nick Geese is the head coach for Stevie, and Stephanie Reardon is the head coach for Loyola. Free kick coming. Sent up. Had some technical difficulties before we got started here, so we are just a little bit off, so I apologize about getting the camera set to go here, but we'll have the coverage going as Loyola is on the attack. Now Loyola beat these Lady Yellow Jackets in Stevie just a few weeks ago as the ball is sent ahead. McKenna Round putting a head on it to send it back into Yellow Jacket territory. Now it makes its way to the end line, out of bounds, and the Breakers will have a throw, and it'll be Von Dorsten, Lexi Von Dorsten to throw in, the fullback for the Breakers. Stepping in as Laney Walker, but controlled by Stevie. Emma Daniel to send it ahead, and it is Giselle Huffman off the knee of Cassidy Alber. So these Breakers coming off of a big win over Big Fork on Saturday, as this one's right to the feet of Daniel. Daniel's going to trip up a whistle, and they're going to say this one's going to be a free kick for Loyola. So Emma Daniel to take the free kick to Laney Walker, and it's sent out. Daniel to switch fields. Touched by Stevie, and now sent ahead. Once again, Emma Daniel sending it to the far side to Amelia Krieg. And she gets tied up. Sid Kopang. And now sent ahead. Chasing it down for Stevie is Kylie Merwin. And Merwin's going to go ahead and run it up the far sideline. Out of bounds, and the Breakers will have a throw in now. Looks like Grace Daniel to take the throw on the far side. Hannah Bomas fighting for it. Kylie Merwin sends it into the box, and it'll be an easy pickup for Megan Newman. Newman with a good drop kick out of the box, and Hannah Bomas to pick it up and run with it. She's going to drive into the box off the foot of a Yellow Jacket, and this will be the first corner kick coming of the game. In favor of the Breakers. Loyola will go on the road this week as Kopang will send into the box, across the box, and cleared out by Stevi. Emma Daniel will pick up the clear, fights through the defender and sends it into the box. Goal kick coming. Dropped out to the far side. Now picked up by Claire Montague. Montague will throw it in front of her own bench. A little bit of traffic. Now it's McKenna Round to pick it up. McKenna Round really stepping up in her junior year. This one's ahead. Touched by Stevi. Works its way through, and it's Kopang with a good move. She sends it forward, but picked up by the keeper. Drop kick, about a third of the way up the field, and it's Hannah Bomas to boot it deep, and this one's going to be off the head of Ashton Lewis. And now Stevi will turn and try to run with it. Picked up by Emma Daniel. On the ball is Mackenzie Brownlee. Now Brownlee had a great game against the Breakers in Stevi, as this one's out of bounds and a Stevensville throw-in. And Walker will send it ahead. Kopang is onside. Kopang with one defender. She's going to break back inside. Defender is Elena Bloomquist, and cleared out now by Lewis. Lewis and Bloomquist had good games defensively against these Breakers, as this one's raced up the far sideline, and Grace Daniel will kick this one right into her bench. Good throw in. Ball sent into the box, and Newman will pick it up. Newman's drop kick to midfield. Stevi will control it. And Emma Daniel with a touch on it to send it to ahead to Amelia Craig. Craig on the far side. Centers it to Bomas. Bomas gives it a touch, and Stevi will pick it up. It's Grace Daniel dropping it back. McKenna Round. Merwin there for Stevensville, and Grace Daniel will receive it with space. Centers it to Emma Daniel. Now back to Grace. And Bomas will try to send it ahead, but Stevi with a touch on it. And there's Emery. Laga. And Lainey Walker. Walker with a touch inside to herself. Now brought up the sideline, out of bounds, and this will be a Stevi throw-in. Switching fields, a header to put it in the box, and Grace Daniel will put a head on it herself. Lainey Walker ahead to Bomas. Hannah up the sideline, picked up by a defender, and the defender will get a toe on it. Now Stevi on the push. Grace Daniels there, and it's out of bounds. This will be a Stevi throw-in on the far side. Substitutions coming for both sides. Looks like Carlin Lechner will come in for Bomas, and Claire Montague will have a seat. We'll wait and see what the number is on the young lady that just came in, as the throw-in will come to her. It looks like number 20, Olivia Pareto. Drop back. Sent ahead, and smartly putting a boot on it is Loyola. And Stevi will chase. Huffman up the sideline. Out of bounds. Eddie Rodolph in the keep. Throw in. Kopang challenges. Controlled. Laney Walker is there, and so is Emma Daniel. Daniel will win. Sends it ahead to Kopang, and Kopang is offsides. Free kick coming. And Huffman will control it. Huffman up the near sideline. A foot on it by Taylor Springer, and Springer will take it away. Ron Dorston is there with Alyssa Emery. And Emery's got to run to the near side. She's going to put it in, and that's in the back of the goal. So in the 28th minute, Allison Emery will put one on goal for Stevie. And we go back into action. Be Walker to push. Round will send it up the sideline. There's Huffman. Challenged by Lega and Kopang. It's Lechner on the far side. Lechner sends it ahead, and it's off the foot, so controlled by Grace Daniel, who centers it to Kopang. Kopang has one on, now has a second one come on. Emma Daniel tries to send it across, but picked up by Stevie and Mackenzie Brown-Lee on the push. Good foot by Emma Daniel, and Kopang will pick it up. Kopang sends it ahead. Now to Huffman. Huffman on the run. Huffman dribbles in. She's got one on. Huffman will take the shot, the bounce. And the drop kick now. Huffman to control the drop kick. Controlled by Dahl. Drop back and at the feet of Albert. Cassidy Albert. Dahl to Grace, ahead to Walker. Walker sends it ahead to Kopang. Kopang's offsides. No, it's Craig on the far side. And another free kick coming. Good job by this defensive line of Stevie to keep that onside line tight. So after the free kick, we go out of bounds. And Stevie to throw. Out of bounds once again. Good defense by Walker. Header by Walker. A touch by Grace Daniel. And now Lechner will push it forward. She's got one ahead. It's going to be picked up by Stevensville's Lewis, and Lewis will send it back the other way. Grace Daniel with a foot. Out of bounds. No, they keep it in. And Grace Daniel will take it off the foot. Send it up, and now this is out of bounds. Off of Pareto, and looks like Hannah Bomas to come back in, and Amelia Grigg to have a seat. Stevensville to control the throw-in. And they'll push it up the far side. Dahl to put it out. We'll have a throw-in. They're going to drop it back and put it at the feet of Julie Slotto. Slotto will put it into the box. Newman will boot it out. This one's down the sideline and out of bounds. Laney Walker is there. Kopang with a header. And Kopang to control with one on. Tries to drop it back, but Stevensville will maintain control. Now to the near side. And it's Stevie on the run. To the near side. Chasing it down is Emery. Emery will put it in the box. This one Newman will get paws on and have the save. This one's drop kick to Walker, and it'll be Delgadillo to let it roll out of bounds. And Newman says, I got this one. We'll pick it up on the roll. Stevie now on the push once again. Dahl back up the sideline and off the foot. This is a breaker throw in. Olivia Pareto trying to pick that one up. We'll have Rams at 5. Stevensville in control. Laney Walker will step in. And she's going to send it up. This one's chased down by Bomas, but getting there first will be Lewis, and Lewis will send it to the sideline. Stops the rush as Kopang will throw in front of the Stevie bench. Good throw by Kopang into the box to Walker. Walker with the break. Walker into the box, and this one's into the back of the goal. Laney Walker will even it up at 1. In the 21st minute. There's the whistle. And then we get back into action. Tied up at 1. Stevie on the run. And it will be Emery to do the throw. Short throw at the feet of Brownlee. Brownlee will send Emery. Emery into the box, and Round is there to collect it. Round up to Walker. Walker will get around the one defender. She's got 2 in front of her. Trying to stay on side as Walker rolls it up. Off the foot of the defender and collected by Pareto. Lechner will get there, but it's off the foot of Lechner, out of bounds, and Stevie will throw. Illegal throw, so Loyola gets it. Emma Daniel to throw in. Centered. Emma Daniel's going to send it ahead. Kopang on side with Hannah Bomas. Huffman will save it from going out of bounds, but she's going to kick this one into the box and picked up by Rodolph. Rudolph with the drop kick to the near side. Kopang to challenge. And Kopang will take it. This is fed to Walker. Walker now on the near side. Sends it across the lip of the goal, and it's in. This one's going to be a deflection off a Stevi player, and Laney Walker in the 19th minute will make it 2-0 or 2-1 Breakers. So we come back to midfield. The whistle. And Stevi with the ball. And here's Walker to take it away. Walker's going to go ahead and take a chipper from way outside, and it's in the back of the net. Laney Walker from deep outside. Quickly puts the Breakers up 3-1 off of the hat trick. So now Stevi behind. Von Dorsten controlling. Kopang sending it to Huffman on the near side. And Huffman will keep it from going out of bounds. It's put into the box, and Rodolph will come up and pick it up. Drop kick. And a touch at midfield by Stevensville's Merwin. Merwin gets it to the outside. Good move by Pareto. She's got Johnston there, Isabella Johnston. And this one's going to be bounced, and Johnston will collect. Centered to Walker. And Walker will have one on. Drops it back, and Grace Daniel sends it up the sideline. Substitutions coming for Stevi. Coming in is number 12, Maya Marble. As the Breakers go on the run once again. Von Dorsten with a good stall. Stevi push. Outside to Emery. Emery with a left footer. It's chipped in, and that one's wide of the box. Goal kick coming for the Breakers, and now Bamas will have a seat. Newman with the goal kick. She's got a nice boot. She's going to send this one up the far sideline. Stevi trying to push once again, and Loyola will have the throw in. Emma Daniels' feet. Emma and Marble will tie up, no whistle, incidental, and Walker will take control. Now Walker sends it ahead. It's Huffman and Kopang on the push. Kopang with wheels will get down there first. Kopang with a right footer across the lip of the goal. And Stevi will sub once again. Goal kick coming by Rodolph as Agostinelli comes off the field. Here's Walker on the push once again. Drops it back. It's Daniel. Daniel challenged. Gets it ahead to Huffman. Huffman with a touch. Can't get it to Kopang. And Von Dorsten with a knee. And it's Stevensville's Merwin on the run. Merwin up the far sideline. Grace Daniel there to flank her. Here comes Merwin. Stops, and Grace Daniel will smartly use the 12th man and kick it out of bounds. So Steve I throw in on the far side. Boys coming up at 5. We have halftime in about 14 minutes, just under 14. Emma Daniel is there to put a foot on it, out of bounds, and Stevensville to throw once again. Throw is dropped back. Johnson with a good foot on it, and Johnson will push with one on, tries to center it off of a Steve I girl, drops it back, and nobody is there. So the Stevensville squad will pick it up on the far side and make a run into the box. Off of Grace Daniel. Daniel will kick it before it's out of bounds, up to Johnston. Johnston trying to center it to Krieg, and this one is picked up by Stevensville. Brownlee, centered to Brownlee now. Walker is there, and Walker tries to send it forward. And now Huffman. Huffman will be challenged by Lessig. And Von Dorsten comes back to get it. This one's out of bounds. Breaker throw in. Here's the throw by Huffman. Trying to go to Walker, and they're going to say handball on Steve I. And a free kick coming by Loyola. It's been pretty tight, pretty clean game. Nope, they're going to say this is on Steve I, to Steve I. Only 4 free kicks to Steve I. 1 for Loyola. Here's the kick, sent upfield, and McKenna Round puts a foot on it. Coming up to challenge. Emma Daniel now up to Kopang. Kopang can't control it. Now Kopang does get control. Emma Daniel with a foot upfield. And it's Huffman. Shot by Huffman, picked up by the keeper. Breakers have been on the hunt as they lead 6-3 on shots on goal. Here's Dahl sending it ahead, and Walker trying to get there. Steve I on the push now. Grace Daniel is there, puts a poke on it. Pareto dropping it back. And kicked out of the zone. Out of bounds. We'll have a throw in on the far side as substitutions wait along the sideline to come in. Be 2 for Steve I and 1 for Loyola as Huffman's going to come off and Bomas will come on. Throw in. Emma Daniels there to get a touch on it, and Stevensville to control. There's Laney Walker. Laney to Kopang. Kopang with a step on it. Now she's going to go ahead and make the run. And Lewis gets in front of her, turning the corner and sending it out of the zone, out of bounds. Breaker throw in. Von Dorsten to take the throw. Walker is there, as well as 2 Yellow Jacket defenders, and it's sent back into the breaker zone. Chasing it down is Von Dorsten. She'll dribble to the end line, and Emery will pick it up. Emery into the box. Emery deep into the box. She's going to take a crack, and that one's just over the goal. So corner kick coming now for Stevi. It's their first corner of the game. Taken by Emery. Newman setting up her blockers, and Newman, this will go right into the gloves of Newman. So Newman to wait for traffic to clear. Midfield, and Walker will pick it up. Walker on the run, sent ahead, and it's Lewis with the touch to control for Stevi. Peretti is there, as well as Delgadillo. And now up the sideline is Merwin. Merwin has had, or Montague, I should say. And a throw-in coming on the far side, Stevensville. Newman directing traffic. You know, that's one thing about the keeper is they see the whole field. They are the general on the field, and they're constantly directing traffic. This throw-in going to the feet of Emery. Emery will slide into the box, and Newman will pick it up on the roll. And Newman with a drop kick, chased down by Craig. Just over 7 minutes left, as Stevi is going to sub. Montague is there, challenged. Now up the side. Centered to Pareto. Pareto will send it, and Dahl steps in to put a foot on it. Johnson is there. Johnson to center. Stevensville working to keep it in their zone, in the Loyola zone, but Walker says no. She's going to switch fields to Bomas to the near side. Bomas sends it head, and Lewis is there to put a foot on it. McKenna round to the near side. And that's out of bounds. Breaker throw in. Looks like Carlin Lechner to come in. As Johnston will come out. Here's Kopang with the throw. Walker with a head to push it forward. Now Walker will chase it down. Lewis is there. Lewis puts a foot on it. It'll roll out of bounds. And looks like Lewis will have the throw. Emery with control. Works around Kopang. Now gives it to the near side. That's Lega. Lega centering to Emery. Lega will get it back. Now Von Dorsten with a foot. Emery is there. And Emery will chase it down. Von Dorsten retreats. Emery switches fields to the far side. Chased down by Pareto. And Pareto will keep it in bounds. Grace Daniel is there. And Lechner now. And McDaniel ahead to Walker. Walker with lots of space. She'll send Kopang. Kopang with Lewis right behind her. Now Lewis kept Kopang out of the goal last time in Stevensville. Kopang with a stall. Now the right foot. And Lewis is there to keep it from going in. Walker retreats. Walker's going to take a chip from way outside, and that one's going to be good for 3 if it was a football game. So substitutions coming. Grace Daniel getting some tape along the side as Huffman comes back in. It's Kopang. Stevensville working it out. Emery will be chased down by Walker. Walker to control. Drops it back to Von Dorsten. Von Dorsten will send it into Kopang. Kopang has one on. Centers it, and a touch by Lewis keeps it out of the zone. There's lots of bodies, and Stevi will come up clearing it. This is chased down by Walker. Walker will put a touch on it before it gets to the Stevi player. And now it's Emma Daniel. Daniel to switch fields. Pareto and Lechner will chase it down. Keeps it in bounds. Now Stevi with the push. Walker is there. And it's cleared. Kopang to chase it down the near side. Kopang with a clear box. She's going to chip it out from the outside, and this is picked up by the keeper on a knee. Bomas. Kopang trying to center. And now Emery. Emma gets it back, and it's Bomas up the near side. Bomas will chase it down the sideline. Rolls to the end line out of bounds, and the Breakers will have the throw. And this one will have to be picked up by the keeper. Substitutions coming. Picked up by Stevi on the throw-in. Lechner is there to challenge. Lechner has really stepped up, and really since that last Stevensville game, as Emma Daniels got a run now to the box and cleared out by Stevi. Loyola will have the throw-in. We're at the 2-minute stoppage time. I did not stop my clock, but we'll go off of the official, as this one's cleared out by Lewis. And now on the run is Merwin. Merwin has 3 red jerseys there. Switching fields is Emma Daniel. Picked up by Round, and Round will come to Bomas on the near side. Stevi gets it. Emery centering to Brownlee. Brownlee will send it for Emery. Now it's a chase for McKenna Round and Emery. Emery will win the race, and she'll have one off of the goal. Goal kick coming. Breakers lead 3-1 over Stevi. The girls from Loyola making a statement. Emma Daniel fighting for it there. And it's Merwin to come up with it. Merwin's got a high chip, and that one's over Megan Newman's head. And in the back of the goal, Merwin will have a goal in the stoppage time to pull within one. So we come back to midfield. Sent ahead. Walker flies in, and it's kept by Stevi. Stevensville heavy on the push just before halftime. Sent back in, and Newman says, "This is mine." The drop kick. Stevensville trying to control. Emma Daniel is there. Drop back, and McKenna Round will give it off to Grace Daniel. Worked by Marble in the middle of the field for Steve I, and Emma Daniel will chase it down. Daniel goes down, no whistle. And that is controlled by Delgadillo. Inadvertent handball, no whistle. Emma Daniel's going to send it to Kopang. Kopang with one on, and there's Lewis once again. Kopang to control. She wants one against Lewis. You can just tell as Laney Walker's going to go ahead and take a crack with the right foot into the box and picked up by the keeper. And that is the signal for halftime. So the Breakers lead 3-2. Late minute goal gets Steve I a little closer as we move in. We'll step aside for 3 minutes. When we come back, we'll have halftime for Loyola Sports. You're listening to MPSN's coverage of Loyola Sports.
Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Montana owned and Montana proud. Your $29 a month Montana Mega Gym. Fuel has premier facilities with the latest equipment, nutrition superstores, high energy classes, refreshing smoothie bars, attentive childcare, expert trainers, and we never close. Best of all, you have access to 6 locations statewide for just $29 a month. That's less than $1 a day. Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Go to clubfuelfitness.com right now to find a Montana location near you.
The Round Carlino Investment Planning Group of D.A. Davidson & Company is a proud supporter of Loyola Sacred Heart Athletics. D.A. Davidson & Company is your hometown investment team. As certified financial planners, Ray Round and Sidney Carlino create smart strategy of wealth planning and investment management. Take advantage of the largest full-service investment firm in the Northwest and Ray and Sidney's experience. Call 543-8244 today. D.A. Davidson & Company, member SIPC, the strength of advice.
Locally owned Paradise Falls is a place for friends and family to enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week.
With a diverse menu and a fun atmosphere that includes nearly 30 TVs showing every sport imaginable, Paradise Falls is sure to have something for everyone.
Have you recently found yourself in a situation where you need a lawyer? Give our friends at Tip Coburn & Associates a call today. They have been practicing injury, employment, and criminal defense in addition to other areas of law for the past 55 years. Give Tip Coburn & Associates a call today at 406-549-5186 or stop by their website at www.tipcoburnandassociates.com. Tip Coburn & Associates, lawyers fighting for Montana since 1959 and proud sponsors of Missoula Prep Sports on MPSN.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff and have them take care of your embroidery needs. From business logos to team jerseys, Stitches Embroidery can help you and your team look good. Check them out online at stitchesmontana.com to see their full line of silkscreen and embroidery options. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Locally owned Paradise Falls is a place for friends and family to enjoy good food and good times. With a diverse menu and a fun atmosphere that includes nearly 30 TVs showing every sport imaginable, Paradise Falls is sure to have something for everyone.
Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton from the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we are at halftime between the Loyola Breakers hosting the Stevie Lady Yellow Jackets, and the Breakers having the lead on the scoreboard 3-2. And it's been a great first half. Lots of action. Loyola putting the push on in the first half of the half, and then in the closing minutes, Stevie coming back and trying to put a push on as well. We'll have the road trip, the long road trip for Loyola as they go to Frenchtown on Thursday. We'll have boys and girls soccer coverage on Thursday from Frenchtown, Montana. And then on Friday night, the Loyola Rams football program will go to Thompson Falls. We'll have audio of both of that game. So we'll have audio in Frenchtown and audio of the football game. And those are our games for the rest of the week. Coming towards the end of this soccer season and getting into the meat of football season, it's going to be a fun one. We'll step aside for 3 minutes. We come back, we'll have some halftime stats for you. You're listening to Loyola Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop in to 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Have you recently found yourself in a situation where you need a lawyer? Give our friends at Tip Coburn & Associates a call today. They have been practicing injury, employment, and criminal defense in addition to other areas of law for the past 55 years. Give Tip Coburn & Associates a call today at 406-549-5186 or stop by their website at www.tipcoburnandassociates.com. Tip Coburn & Associates, lawyers fighting for Montana since 1959 and proud sponsors of Missoula Prep Sports on MPSN.
Garden of Reading has a large stock of books, gifts, music, toys, and more. Stop into Sacred Grounds for their full-service coffee bar featuring Missoula's best gourmet coffee. While you're there, pick up a pound of Garden of Reading's award-winning fudge and get a half pound for free. Garden of Reading is Missoula's home for the best dietary supplement, Define 8. Garden of Reading is located at 2621 Brook Street. Garden of Reading is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Locally owned Paradise Falls is a place for friends and family to enjoy good food and good times. With a diverse menu and a fun atmosphere that includes nearly 30 TVs showing every sport imaginable, Paradise Falls is sure to have something for everyone.
The Round Carlino Investment Planning Group of D.A. Davison & Company is a proud supporter of Loyola Sacred Heart Athletics. D.A. Davison & Company is your hometown investment team. As certified financial planners, Ray Round and Sidney Carlino create smart strategy of wealth planning and investment management. Take advantage of the largest full-service investment firm in the Northwest and Ray and Sidney's experience. Call 543-8244 today. D.A. Davison & Company, member SIPC, the strength of advice.
Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it is social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or for radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Lunch and dinner 7 days a week.
With a diverse menu and a fun atmosphere that includes nearly 30 TVs showing every sport imaginable, Paradise Falls is sure to have something for everyone.
Welcome back to MPSN as we are at halftime between the Breakers and the Yellow Jackets from Stevensville. Loyola leading 3-2. Looking at Stevensville, they get their 2 goals off of 6 shots. They'd have 1 corner kick, and Rodolph, the keeper, would have 3 saves. It would be Allison Emery to get everybody on the board in the 28th minute, and then Kylie Merwin with a chipper from outside the box inside the 2-minute stoppage time to get the 2 goals. 4 free kicks, 4 free kicks for Stevensville and 0 goal kicks for the Breakers. They got their 3 goals off 11 shots, 1 corner kick, and Megan Newman would have 2 saves. Lainey Walker pitching the hat trick as she put the ball in the back of the net in the 22nd, the 20, and the 19th minute. There's 1 free kick and 1 goal kick for the Breakers. We're going to go ahead and step aside. When we come back, we'll have your second half between the Loyola Breakers and the Stevensville Yellow Jackets. You're listening to Loyola Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
The Round Carlino Investment Planning Group of D.A. Davison & Company is a proud supporter of Loyola Sacred Heart Athletics. D.A. Davison & Company is your hometown investment team. As certified financial planners, Ray Round and Sidney Carlino create smart strategy of wealth planning and investment management. Take advantage of the largest full-service investment firm in the Northwest and Ray and Sidney's experience. Call 543-8244 today. D.A. Davison & Company, member SIPC, the strength of advice.
Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it is social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or for radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Welcome back to MPSN as we get ready to start the second half between the Stevensville Yellow Jacket girls and the Loyola Breakers. As we are just moments away, the Breakers leading 3-2. There is the siren to announce that we have the start of the second half. Breakers will have the ball to start the second half. They will go right to left, east to west, if you will, as the sun starts to wane towards that western sky. Officials checks with the center official checks with the sideline officials. The whistle is blown and we're ready to go. Breakers with the push, and it is Emma Daniel getting it to the far side to Von Dorst to Grace Daniel. It's Huffman. Huffman with a touch ahead and controlling Stevensville. Trying to switch fields. Bomas will chase it down. Centers it to Walker. And Von Dorsten will drop it in. Huffman with a touch ahead, and it's controlled by Stevine once again. Here's Walker now. Walker with the turn and run. She's got the ball just inside the box. Centers it up, and Bomas will take the chip on it, and it's just high. Great work by these Breakers as we have a goal kick coming. Loyola to control. Huffman is there. And Huffman will come up with it. Huffman taking off the ball, but she recovers. Tries to center it to Kopang, but picked up by Springer. And now up the sideline. Emma Daniel will drop it back. And it's actually Grace Daniel. So what they did is they just kept everybody on the defensive side where they were respectively, even though they switched sides of the fields. Springer will clear it out. Emma Daniel will have the touch and chips it ahead. Huffman to chase it down. Centers it to Walker. Walker stops. Now she's going to take the left-footed crack. It is off of a Yellow Jacket and picked up by the keeper. Good boot. Chased down by Stevie. And Emma Daniel will knock this one out. Stevensville will have the throw in on the near sideline. Looking for a good place to hang out and watch the game. Whether it's Monday Night Football or maybe you want to watch some college. A little NASCAR. Well, with over 30 TVs, Paradise Falls is the place to be. And you know, as the weather gets colder, you're going to want to have someplace nice and warm to hang out. Well, no matter what it's like outside, it's always nice for Paradise. Paradise Falls is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Here's Huffman with the throw-in. And Walker will get around and centers it to Kopang, but Lewis will chase it down. Craig to challenge. Craig's going to be knocked off the ball and controlled by Slato. And Walker will chase it down with Brownlee. Now Walker and Brownlee. Brownlee with a heavy shoulder, and she's going to get a whistle for that one. Free kick coming for the Breakers. It'll be Laney Walker to take the free kick at midfield. And she's going to chip this one right into the box. Lewis puts a head on it. And Emma Daniel will come up with it. Up to Bomas. Bomas tries to center to Kopang. It's off of Stevie. And Montague tries to dribble it up the end line, but out of bounds. So Von Dorsten to take the throw. Walker drops it back to Grace Daniel on the far side. Daniel with space. She's going to switch fields. Lets it go by, and Von Dorsten will have control. Von Dorsten centers it to Walker. Walker has Lewis on. Walker to control. Sends it ahead to Kopang. It's a chase down and picked up by the keeper. Merwin is there for Stevie on the drop kick. And Stevensville maintaining control. It's Huffman with the kick out of bounds. And Stevie to throw in on the far side. Just under 5 minutes played in the second half. This one's going to creep down the sideline, and we'll have a throw-in for Stevie on the far side. Here's Walker with a run, sent into the box, and it's picked up by the keeper. Walker to get the deflection. She's going to take another crack from outside, and that one's just going to be over the goal. Laney Walker putting the press on for these Breaker girls. Now Stevie will push with Emery on the far side. She got everybody on the board in the first half, as Huffman will take her off and sends it out of bounds. Throw in. Substitution coming for Stevie. Throw in at the feet of Emma Daniel. Racing up on it is Springer. Springer sends it in, and Emery's there with a touch. Walker says no, that's McKenna Round. She'll send it ahead to Kopang. midfield. Lewis will send it back into the territory of the Breakers. Kopang now. Sends it ahead. It's Bomas on the run. And Lewis will pick it up on the chip. Lewis will turn and send it out of bounds. It'll be Kopang to throw. And then it's sent right back out of the box. So Von Dorsten will throw in, trying to go to Walker. Lewis is there to control. And now it's Emery on the run for Stevie.
Yesterday. Beginning of the year, certainly that was a tall order.
Stevie ball. Throw in. Going to come back and it'll be a breaker throw this time. Von Dorsten to take the throw. Header by Brownlee, and this one's sent ahead. Von Dorsten will have the throw in once again. Just under 31 minutes left in the game. Breakers lead 3-2. Here's Von Dorsten with the throw. Merwin is there. Huffman sends it to the far side. Grace Daniel centers it to McKenna Round. McKenna Round switches fields and it'll be chased down by Dahl. Ahead, Von Dorsten. Touch. Out of bounds, and Stevensville will give it back over to Loyola. Stevie in control down the sideline. Centered, and the chip, and that one's going to be off the side of the goal. Good save by Megan Newman. That's the first shot on the half. And corner kick coming. Into the box, and a header will send it back out. Out of bounds, and once again, Stevie will set up for the throw-in. Taking the throw is Montague. Short drop to Emery. She tries to turn, and out of bounds off of Walker. This time deeper into the box. Emery is there. Emma Daniel with a header. Walker with a touch on it. Kopang tries to come up with it and does. Kopang now with the push, sends it to the far side, switching fields. Krieg and Huffman are there. And chasing it down is Huffman. Huffman on the run. Into the box, and Huffman will take the low shot. It's across the lip of the goal, and just wide of the goal. Thomas was there for the deflection. And a goal kick coming. What a run. by Huffman down the far sideline. And substitution coming. It'll be Bomas off and Lechner on. Chipped up field, and Walker will chase it down. Walker with one on, has it taken away by Brownlee, but Von Dorsten is there. Montague, and it'll roll off of Montague. Nope, they're going to say off of Von Dorsten. Throw in coming. And Walker to control. Walker at midfield. Gives it up to Kopang. And we get a whistle as somebody was offsides. Free kick coming. Be the first one of the half for Stevi. You know, in that first half, coming out of the gate, Stevi did a good job of keeping that offside line tight as Springer sends it ahead. Von Dorsten gets a foot on it and then loses her balance. She's going to go down and sits down. It looks like maybe she just lost her shoe, as this one's going to be over the end line, and a goal kick coming for the Breakers. Yep, she's limping on that foot. She'll get an ovation as she makes her way off. Lenny Walker to help her. Parent over there, as well as Coach Reardon, Stephanie Reardon, the head coach, and Isabella Johnson will come on in her place. So we'll have a goal kick coming. Stevensville keeping it up. Out of bounds, and Breakers will have the throw in this time. Up the line to Isabella Johnston, and Stevensville is there. Nice job by Grace Daniel. Centers it to Kopang. Kopang at midfield. She's got Huffman down the near side. Huffman on the run. Huffman will hesitate. Ooh, she was going to take a shot there, and just the ball rolled just out of touch. A whistle. And this one's going to be in favor of Stevi. Free kick coming. Lewis will take it. Gets it upfield. Johnson with a touch, and Newman will come out of the keep and pick it up. Kopang with a head to send it. Walker is on. Walker on the run. And Lewis gets a touch on it. And the keeper will pick it up. For a freshman, Lenny Walker has really stepped up this year to help out this Breaker team, as Kopang will come up with it. Sends it to Walker with a touch. Walker around Lewis. Walker with a left foot. Here's Walker sending it, and it's just across the lip of the goal. Goal kick coming. Up the far sideline, Johnson steps up, deflection, and Walker drops it back to Emma Daniel. Daniel steps on the ball, keeps it in motion, and there's Walker. Walker with a touch on it. Brownlee is there. Brownlee with the push. Emma Daniel will follow her. Fed ahead. And it's Marble. Marble is challenged by Emma Daniel. McKenna Round now ahead to Walker. Walker will send it to the near side. And Amelia Krieg fighting her way. She's taken off the ball by Springer, no whistle. And now they'll give a free kick. To the Breakers. Throw in very quick. Actually, they're going to say out of bounds. Throw in very quickly to Walker. Walker will turn on the defender. There's Kopang. Lewis is there, and we got a handball in the box. This will be a free kick. For Steve I. It'll be Springer to take it. Just under 22 minutes left. Huffman on the near side. Drops it back to Lechner. Huffman returns, and now Huffman on the run. Huffman on the near side. Stops. Trying to drop it back. Sends it to the, centers it. Between the legs of both Breaker and Yellow Jacket. And now it is picked up by Emery. Emery to push up the far sideline. She's got Walker there. Walker will send it out of bounds. And we'll have a throw-in coming for Steve I. Kopang to pick it up. Gets around the defender. She's got Walker ahead. And nice job by Lewis to take it off the foot. Lewis centering. Emma Daniel is there. Montague has to come back for it. Montague up the sideline now. And Dahl very smartly puts it out of bounds. Brownlee with it. Montague, and it's off of a breaker, so Steve I with the throw. Approaching the 20-minute mark. And Emma Daniel will clear it out. Kopang will come up from behind. Lewis is there smartly. Lewis has really been a thorn in the Breakers' side, especially Sydney Kopang, as this one's sent ahead. Kopang on the run. She's got Lewis right there with her. She'll stop. And offside. Free kick coming. That one's all Steve I defense. Very quickly into the free kick. Merwin, and this one's going to be a throw-in for Steve I on the near sideline. Substitutions coming in now. Johnston to come off. Looks like Bomas is coming back in for the Breakers. Walker with a good move to stall the ball. Now she'll send it ahead, switches fields, and putting a head on it is Bomas. Bomas on the run. And smartly kicked out of bounds by Stevensville. Thrown into the box to Walker. We get a whistle. And this will be Stevensville now with a throw-in. Illegal throw. There's Emma Daniel. Emma Daniel centers it to Kopang. Huffman on the near side. Deflection, rolls to the end line, and kicked out of bounds by Montague. And McDaniel to throw in. Switching fields. Bombas, keeper is there, centered, and it's Springer to get it out of the box. What an effort by the keeper to keep that one off, and Emery will have it out of bounds on the far side. Foot by Emma Daniel, and Lewis smartly kicks it back out. Here comes McKenna Round on the charge, gives it up to Huffman. Huffman ahead, and that'll give Bombas the opportunity to run up on it. Off the keeper's hands, and offside. Free kick coming. Breakers holding on. It's been a scoreless second half. Whistles, and substitutions are going to come in. Looks like Von Dorsten is in, as this one's upfield now. Up the far sideline. Centered. And Von Dorsten makes her presence known right away as she's back in, as she stops the advance. Lechner chases the ball down, tries to send it ahead, but controlled. Smartly, McKenna Round puts it out of bounds. Steve I controlling the throw-in. Kopang sends it away, and Lewis will chase it down. Lewis at midfield for Stevensville. Chips it back into the zone. Walker is there, and Walker will take on 4. Von Dorsten now around Montague. Sent up the sideline, and it rolls out.
What? Yeah. I will at some point. I can't with the game, so I have to fly out. I just charged it, so it should be good.
Montague now down the sideline. Dahl with a smart touch. Out of bounds. Brownlee. And this is Von Dorsten to pick it up. Off of Von Dorsten, out of bounds. Throw in coming. Delgadillo. And we're going to have a rethrow with the Breakers. Substitution. Lechner's going to come off. Looks like Huffman will come back on. Walker and Lewis will turn it. Ashton Lewis, standout defender for these Yellow Jackets. Kopang with a short throw to Huffman. Chips it ahead, trying to go to Walker. Huffman with another header. It's Lewis there once again. And Lewis sends it ahead. McKenna Round with a good chip. Chased down by Krieg. There's Bomas. And Breakers control. And they're going to say Loyola was offside, so free kick coming. Ball back there, but I'm not quite sure why they sent it ahead to midfield. Going to do a drop kick on the far side. Laney Walker and Brown Lee for the drop kick. And Walker will win the drop kick. She's going to turn the corner on the end line. There's Huffman, and Huffman will take the crack and a save. Drop kick to midfield. Merwin is there. Chased down. Merwin steps on the ball, goes down, and Huffman will come up with it. And that one, that's an ACL if she's not all right. As it comes to the near side, Kopang cannot get to it before it rolls out. Stepping on the ball, though, when it's in motion. I mean, one thing to step on the ball, but when the ball is in motion, as we have a substitution coming for Stevie, that sends Montague off. There's all kinds of ugly things that can happen when you step on that ball, soccer ball, even when it's in a stationary position, but when you get on the roll. So good to see. But she got a little bit of a gimp. Here's the throw in by Lewis. It's Walker. Drops it back to Daniel. Daniel now sends it ahead, and Stevensville is there. Emery now, after checking in, will push on the far side. Emery up the sideline. She outruns Daniel. She's got Emma Daniel. She's got Grace Daniel. So the Daniel sisters will double take. And it's McKenna Round to clear it out. Picking it up is Lega. Lega outside the box. And now it's Walker. Walker will push for the Breakers. Picked up by one. Sends it ahead. Kopang is onside. She looks to make sure. Lewis chases her down. This has been the challenge of the day. Kopang versus Lewis. Kopang with a tip inside. Kopang takes the crack. It is right off of the keeper. We'll have a corner kick coming for the Breakers. The showdown of the day is Kopang and Lewis. It'll be Sydney Kopang to take the corner. Here's the approach. Sends it high, top of the box. Header coming, and it's going to be deflected out of the box. Upfield, it's Merwin. Merwin on the run. Tries to get it off to Emery, and Grace Daniel will chip it back in to the zone. Brownlee with a good touch, but Walker will take her off the ball. Walker will turn it. She's got 3 red jerseys with her. Walker with a crossover. Now strips past one and a chipper out of bounds. Corner kick coming, far side for the Breakers. And as we get inside 9 minutes, Loyola seeming to put more pressure on. Boys warming up, they'll be at 5. Here's the entry. Chipper across the way, too high for Kopang. Chased down by Bomas, and she'll touch it out of bounds. Throw in coming for Stevie. And the official says we need to back it up over here. Whistle. And a free kick coming. That's 7 free kicks on the half. for Stevi. Kopang is there with the deflection, and Walker will pick it up. Walker with the push. He's got Kopang in the middle. Feeds it to Craig. Craig will pick it up. Walker drops it back to Emma Daniel. Trying to come to the near side to Bombas. It'll be chased down. And out of bounds. Stevi with the throw. It'll be Peretti. Brownlee with a header. Chased down now, and it's Walker. Walker will chip it up the line. Kopang will try to make the run down on it. Lewis is there, and Lewis will smartly chip it to the end line. Throw in coming for the Breakers. It'll be Kopang to throw. Short throw to Walker. Walker drops it to Kopang. Kopang with the chip, and it's off the bar. Trying to go low hole. It's 9 shots on goal for the Breakers in the second half. Walker to control off the deflection on the drop kick by the keeper. And Delgadillo chips it ahead for Peretti to pick it up. Peretti bringing it up the near sideline. Delgadillo just too much on the touch, out of bounds, and the Breakers will have the throw. Kopang says, I'll take it. Good throw by Kopang. Walker with a touch, and Bombas will try to center it down the line. Lewis will chase it down, and she'll put it out of bounds. Very impressed with that young lady, Miss Lewis. As Kopang brings up the sideline. She'll give it off to Walker. Walker back to Kopang. Brownlee challenges Walker. Walker's going to go ahead and take a chip from way outside over the goal. And a goal kick coming for the Yellow Jackets. 0 in the first half. This is the 5th in the second half on the goal kick. Deflection, Walker is there. That's the funny thing about soccer, is it's a game of deflections. Who can capitalize off the deflection? As Bombas will put it back in the box, and Lewis with a touch. Picked up by Merwin. Merwin will send it to Emery, and Grace Daniel is there to slow everything up. Emma Daniel now on Merwin. Merwin with the touch. Merwin will push it. Chased down by McKenna Round and Merwin, and McKenna Round will kick it out of bounds, and Stevi will have the throw-in on the near sideline. Just under 5 minutes to go, and a substitution coming for Loyola. It'll be Brownlee sending it in the box, a header, and it's across the goal, and this will be a goal kick now. Only the second of the half for Loyola. The third of the game as we're at 4:20. Newman to do the goal kick as Carlin Lechner comes on. McKenna Round with a touch, and Laney Walker will switch fields. Huffman to run up on it. Brownlee gets the serve. Now Walker, she'll send it hard up the far side to the middle of the field, and Lewis will chase it down. And Lewis trying to get a toe on it, cannot get there. And now it's Bombas. Bombas will try to center it. Lewis is there to send it out of bounds. Curious if this Ashton Lewis, 5'10 sophomore, or 5'2 sophomore, wonder if she's a track runner. She's got some speed. I imagine she plays, if they have it, at the sweeper position. That's usually the fastest defender on the field. Usually the second fastest player. You want your strikers to be the fastest. And this is going to send Emma Daniel to the ground, and A free kick coming for Stevie. Are they going to give a yellow card out to Laney Walker? So Laney Walker receives the yellow card. A free kick coming for Stevie. As Isabella Johnston comes in. Taking the kick will be Taylor Springer for Stevie. A 5'6" is junior. As we approach the 2-minute stoppage time. This time we will get the clock stopped. As this one's cleared out. And it'll be Hannah Bomas to chase it down. Lewis on the foot race. Lewis will beat her there, but out of bounds on the end line, and a goal kick coming. Ashton Lewis with a bike. She rides out and keeps Bomas off of that one. Goal kick up to Brownlee. Huffman is there. She'll do a deflection, and Stevensville will have the throw-in. Walker will come back in after the yellow card timeout. Walker is right there back into the action. Huffman sends it ahead, and Walker. Bomas, it's kicked out of bounds by Springer. So the boys finishing up with their pre-game practice. Stevie in white right behind the goal. Out of bounds. This will be another throw-in. Walker will take it. The Rams in their Columbia blue and navy blue. And they want Walker to come up the line here to throw it in. Drop to Kopang. Kopang sends it to Walker. Walker across. She's got Lewis there and a tap, and we're going to have a corner kick now for the Breakers. Inside the 2-minute stoppage time, Breakers lead 3-2, a scoreless second half. Here's Walker with the set. Across the back end, Lechner is there. It's off of Lechner, out of bounds, and they say goal kick. Kick up the near side. Brownlee with a touch, and Lechner to challenge. Emma Daniel will send it out of bounds. Throw in coming for Stevie. Official checks his watch. Throw into Brownlee, and Emma Daniel will send it ahead. Now Lewis with a touch with a chip. Merwin will come up with it between the legs of Walker. Kopang with a header. Lewis will chase it down to the near sideline, which gives Kopang the opportunity to run on. Kopang will send it into the box, and this will be an easy pickup for the keeper. Drop kick to midfield. Huffman gets a touch on it. Emma Daniel chases it down on the bounce. Out of bounds, and Stevie will have the throw-in. Grace. And there's the whistle to finish the game. The Breakers get the 3-2 win over Stevie. Will have the boys up in about 25 minutes. Thanks for tuning in and enjoying Loyola Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. We'll have the boys up in just a few moments.
Thank you for tuning in to this presentation of Missoula Sports.
What a rush!
MPSN's coverage of Missoula Sports is proudly powered by Fuel Fitness.
Always, always, always
Tune in next time when the Missoula Prep Sports Network has coverage of your local sports heroes.